Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad AZHARI and I'll be explaining approval and licensing. So, approval and licensing refers to when an entrepreneur wants to start a business. They are required to know the approval and license needed for their business. For example, manufacturing, there are multiple licenses needed for this business, which includes manufacturing license, no objection letters for the location of projects, approval for planning permission. And as for restaurant business, entrepreneurs need a trade license, approval certificate of food handling, and TY2 injection for owners and workers. Moving on to nursery, it requires a trade license, approval certificate of attendance from Persatuan Tadika Malaysia, and certificate of food handling. Last but not least, the construction business need a construction license, green card from CIDB, technical certificate from higher institution, and lastly, letter of acceptance for tenders. That concludes some of the approval and license for different business type that you might want to consider. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Zain, and today I'm going to continue the presentation about employment policies and legislation. So first of all, Employment Act 1955. It is applied to all Peninsular Malaysia and Federal Territory of Labuan whose wage do not exceed of 1,500 per month. That is a basic wages. Then it provides minimum terms and conditions of employment such as working hours, overtime pay. Employees also should have the rest day and holidays such as weekly rest days, public holidays, and leave entitlements. So secondly, we have the Employment Provident Fund. So it is the short-term known as EPF. So EPF is a government-run saving scheme for retirement. All employer and employees are required to contribute to this fund. So it is mandatory for all the Malaysian workers by taking percent of their monthly salary in order to to contribute to this fund. So thirdly, we have the Social Security Organization. It is known as the SOSO, which is Employment Injury Scheme and Invalidity Pension Scheme. This program ensures that employees are financially supported if they are injured or at work or become invalid due to illness and disability. So it is mandatory to all Malaysian citizens and permanent resident. Foreign workers are excluded from taking SOSO. So number four, we have the occupational safety and health. So it aims to ensure high standards, safety and health at the workplace. It also promotes safety awareness like prevent accident, and improve overall working conditions. And finally, we have employment of foreign workers. So, as the employers, we have permitted to hire foreign workers for such as constructions and plantation, service sector, manufacturing, and then anything else. So, for the nationalities eligible is Bangladesh, Indonesia, Pakistan, Philippines, and Thailand. All of them can be hired if no qualified Malaysian citizen or permanent resident of Malaysia to be available for this job. And lastly, employers must pay the annual levy for hiring foreign workers. So that's all from me now, and thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad AKMAL bin Muhammad Omar. I will be explaining about taxation. The first type of tax is company tax. A company that is registered under the Company Act 1965 is required to pay annual tax. The standard rate is 17% on the first 600,000 and 24% for the excess. It is only applicable for companies that acquire their income from Malaysia. On the other hand, income coming from sources outside of Malaysia and remitted outside by a resident company is exempted from tax. Moving on to the second type of tax is personal tax. All individuals are liable to tax on income acquired from Malaysia and received in Malaysia from outside Malaysia. Generally, an individual who is in Malaysia for at least 182 days is regarded as a tax resident under the Section 7 of the Income Tax Act 1967. A resident individual is taxed on his chargeable income after deducting personal reliefs at a rate of 0% to 30%. Besides that, there is sales tax. This tax is charged on all taxable goods imported or manufactured in Malaysia and governed under the Sales Tax Act 1972. However, there are special provisions granted for Langkawi and Labuan to accommodate their free port status. Similarly, companies with sales turnover below 100,000 ringgit and companies with licensed manufacturing warehouse LMW are also exempted from sales tax. Sales tax rate in Malaysia is 5% except for raw materials and machinery that are used to manufacture taxable goods. Lastly, service tax. As in the Service Tax Act 1975, service tax applies all over Malaysia with exception to Langkawi, Labuan, Tioman and Joint Development Authority JDA. Service tax is also charged on the importation of taxable services. Service tax rate in 6% for all taxable services. That concludes my explanation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad bin JOHARI. I would like to present about business support system. First of all, financial support services are usually given by either private or public financial institution to assist the entrepreneurs to purchase factory site, office equipment, machinery and startup capital. Move on to the next point, marketing support services. Marketing is an effort done by the entrepreneur to help in boosting the sale of products or services offered by the business itself. The assistance usually in the form of training and coaching under development programs. Next is information advisory and extension support. The support is offered in the form of business opportunity, statistic, discovery and technological development. Entrepreneurs sometimes need third parties to help them giving advice and guidance throughout the business. Lastly, research and development support. There are also agencies that help entrepreneurs to carry out research, includes project feasibilities, marketing research, and research on technology. This helps to increase efficiency to produce better quality product. That's all from me. Thank you.
Number 5 is technical and technological support. The main objective is to familiar about the latest production methods and systematic management, to increase knowledge in technical and technological support by attending educational courses by agencies in Malaysia such as MIMOS, Sirium Berhad and Madi Agency, to learn about technological advancement in the manufacturing field such as development of product using technology or usage of high-tech machine. Number 6 is entrepreneurs and management training. The main objective is to obtain necessary skill and knowledge in the area of management to new entrepreneur, able to develop level of confidence in order to feel encouraged to move forward. Attend seminars and workshops by government agency to give exposure to business management issue like NPC and SEDC. Number 7 is infrastructure support. The main objective is very important factors in a business, hence why there is support center for infrastructure. Lessen the burden of entrepreneur as location of premises will be equipped with facility to run the business. Minimize issues and problems and as strategic location will be provided for entrepreneur to start their business. Example would be UDA, MARA and TPM.